sometimes you don't get what you deserve. We talked about that in the huddle. Sometimes you do, but that's why people love watching it. That's why on days like today, people don't like playing it, but the euphoria it gives you when you do it makes you want to go out and get it again. So look, yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow in the way that it is, but I'm really proud of the team in relation to the adversity it showed to get back into the game against a very good side, right? We're benchmarking ourselves against a very, very good side. We started the game well, which was good, because we've talked about that, so that was encouraging. You then don't get things your way, you don't convert when you can, and then it comes down to some key moments, right? So we probably lost a few too many of the key moments, but we still found a way to be in front with 5 minutes to go. So I think the team should take a lot of credit for that. I thought the crowd were really, really good today. I thought that they certainly were vocal, and that was nice to see, and I know the boys appreciate that, but sometimes you don't get what you deserve.
It looked really, the only difference between the sides was just that driving maul of theirs. Were there any messages getting on? I mean, how do you sort of deal with that when it's just they get that roll on?
Well, last time I looked, we were pretty good at it. So I'm not worried about from that point of view. The thing that we will always look at is how they got there in the first place, and we talk about this a lot. The best rolling maul defence is not to have one. Mm-hmm. So that's what we've got to look at, how we ended up in those positions first and foremost, and whether that was in our control or not. And yeah, again, there'll be little technical bits. It certainly won't be from a lack of attitude, for sure. And no one will take it more personally than our group, both forwards and coaches. But we're also a good morning side, so it's not a question of us not being good at what we're doing or not being up for it. And they've scored a lot of maul tries, right? They've obviously done a lot of work for it. We knew that coming in, so prevention would have been better than cure.
Dewi, obviously you were in the thick of it. What was your feeling just at the end? The difference between sides, difference between winning and losing, tough margins.
Yeah, of course. As Toby said, that's sport, isn't it? That's why people enjoy watching it. Look, it is plenty of things for us as a team to work on. We had 3 more opportunities ourselves in that first half that we probably should have taken, and then really talking about a completely different game. They go back up the other end after that, and we're going in 10-7 at half time rather than probably 17-0 or being on top of the scoreboard.
That helps, doesn't it? Yeah.
But everything is in our control. What we need to fix. Credit to Glasgow. They've had a great start to the season. They've beaten Stormers, beaten Leinster, and that's just the way the game goes sometimes. But as Toby said, it's for us to look at ourselves first and then go from there.
Still been a promising start to the season. There are signs of real positive, and you've got these guys coming back. And first of all to Dewi, how do you see the next couple of weeks going? What have you got to work on, let's say, from today?
Well, I mean, I think there's always plenty from every game, whether you win or lose. I think when you lose, it probably shines a bit brighter because when you win, the outcome kind of maybe overshadows some of the things you've got to work on. Obviously, maul defence is probably a big one, conceding 3 more tries, where off the back of last season we're probably one of the best defensive maul teams in the league. But things like that will come. Different combinations today, got different boys playing with each other for the first time again. But I thought, both sides of the ball, we showed some pretty positive stuff today. Like I said, we had opportunities in that first half where we could have gone even further ahead on the scoreboard. So big work on for us is probably just being ruthless in that final third and coming away with points when we're in that 22, because we probably came away with less than we should have on a couple of occasions. As I said, then changes the scoreboard from maybe 13-0, 17-0 to 10-7 at half time, which is just a different game. But yeah, obviously game's still quite fresh, so there's been plenty to look at, and then come in Monday and see what fixes we need to make. But obviously initially it's probably us being ruthless in their 22 when we've got opportunities, and then more defence. 3 tries is not really acceptable, is it?
Toby,
As Dewi said, that period when they were down to 14 men, you had a bounce to the ball with Matt Prothero. That was a time you could easily have taken a pretty much unassailable lead, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if there's ever an unattainable lead unless it's like triple figures, but I've been around this game too long to accept that. But yeah, look, I said in my previous answer, it's key moments, right? If you win enough key moments, normally you win the game, as long as you compete. What I was delighted for was the competitiveness of our team and our group, and that's something we've talked about, installed, and just a credit to the boys coming back in. They've come in on the back of a week's training, and got themselves up to speed, learned a different language, which is effectively what it is, and to show the levels of performance they did was great. Every performance has got bits and pieces that you need to work on individually, collectively, and that's the nature of being a professional sportsman. So, yeah, it's all around making sure. I mean, let's be clear. Glasgow did nothing that we didn't expect. Let's be really. And for 75 minutes, we were good enough. So we're not gonna, take ourselves outside and thrash ourselves to death with olive branches. We are actually gonna, we're not going to be satisfied. Of course, we're not. But let's be real about it. We'll look at the things we can control, look at the things we can better, but we'll still maintain us being us. And us being us looks like a team that doesn't go away. We'll always compete. We'll do the very best, whether they're 17 or 70. Our players will represent that, because that's what we believe in.